Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to another gaming news update. This is the gaming news update for the end of the week. I thought we'll do one today to discuss some new pieces of information that's come out. Obviously, first things first, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 now available on Game Pass, and in fact, since the Game Pass release, they're now discounting the Call of Duty points, which is a currency you can get in Call of Duty to buy the Battle Pass. Now they're actually reducing it with a 10% off discount if you're a Game Pass member. So you can now take advantage of this discount to stock up on Call of Duty points if you want to get the Battle Pass as new Battle Passes become available, and also to get ready for Black Ops 6 Warzone's, its Battle Pass when it comes out later this year. So this is now a pretty interesting discount that Xbox is now offering its subscribers now that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is now on the Game Pass service. It means they can now discount Call of Duty points for those who are looking to get their hands on Call of Duty points to get the current Battle Pass that's now active in Modern Warfare 3 with the launch of Season 5. So be sure to take advantage of that if you haven't already. Speaking of Xbox, however, we did hear about one of their big releases of this year, or end of year releases, being Stalker 2. It was meant to be coming out in September, but now it's been delayed to the 20th of November. It's now been delayed mainly because the main reason being is that they're giving the team breathing room to address technical issues with the game and bring the final release closer to an experience that fans can expect. However, though, they do say that there's also been positive news that on the 12th of August, the team will be working directly with Xbox to unveil the most comprising look yet at Stalker 2, featuring never before seen content, interviews, and behind the scenes footage. And that is at SGSG. Well, so essentially, this is probably related to them revealing stuff on the 12th. So so 12th of August, they're going to be revealing a new look at Stalker 2 for those who might be interested in checking out a new look at this game as it prepares for its November release rather than the September release we were told was going to be, but now they've delayed it till the 20th of November, so we now have a bit extra time to enjoy Call of Duty Black Ops 6 now. Also, more importantly, we did have some interesting news regarding Gamescom, that apparently Gamescom Opening Night Live, if you're wanting to show your game for that event that Jeff Healy's planning in the coming weeks, apparently it's going to cost you roughly £290 or dollars just to even show your game there, which is insane. That they're asking you to pay a crazy amount of money just to show your game on Gamescom Opening Night Live. So I'm kind of fear because of this, we're probably going to see less games now because of this price tag. Not a good look for Gamescom Opening Night Live, especially if you're putting a hefty fee to punish indie developers for sharing their game. It's not particularly a good look because you want to embrace these companies, but I hope that they sort this out before Gamescom, because they need to embrace every walks of gaming life really at the events. And I think I like to be hopeful they'll sort this mess out before the events, which will be on, I believe, near the end of August. We're going to get Gamescom Open Night Live, so hopefully they'll have some time to address that problem for those who are curious how they're going to address it. We also found out the voice actors for Dragon Age Guard, for those who are curious who's voicing each of the characters. They managed to get a voice actor from Cyberpunk, Alex Jones, who voiced in a character on that game. They've also got a voice actor from Baldur's Gate 3 in there, so they've managed to get some names there. Gareth David Laurel is making a return to the franchise as Soul, so he's making a comeback for this series, for this game specifically. And they've also hired quite a lot of new people in this list, so there's a lot of new faces joining Dragon Age with this new game, but they haven't announced the release date yet, so I would imagine we'll have to wait for some time until we hear more about the release of Dragon Age Guard, for those who want to know when that game's going to be rolling out. Hopefully have release dates. I would imagine Gamescom will know the release date for the game. Also, Microsoft Flight Simulator's done a big update supporting the UK and Ireland. They put more detail to those locations. So now when you're flying through these locations, you're going to get a lot more detail of all the different landmarks in the UK, Ireland, and Wales, and Scotland, if you're looking to fly over those in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Also, we had an interesting details regarding a new potential area that's going to be coming to Fortnite Reload, which is apparently they're planning to bring the desert island into that game mode at some, which has already been added to the Battle Royale section, but now they want to add it to Reload as a future feature on Call of Duty on Fortnite's Reload. So we're going to be seeing the desert finally join the game mode potentially at some point soon. They haven't said when, but it's coming. Potentially, it's on the way. They're kind of putting together the final touches to it, so that's pretty nice. As well as that, we also had listings of job listings regarding the Stellar Blade PC port and future content. So they seem to be working on potential DLC as well as the PC side of Stellar Blade, which has yet to get a release date. So we don't know when they're planning to release the PC port of this title. I would imagine we'll know more probably next year at best. And then, of course, speaking of Xbox, we also found out when the next Activision release is going to, well, what next Activision game will be dropping on Game Pass, and it's going to be August the 8th because Game Pass leaker once again confirms or at least seems to apply that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy will join Game Pass on the 8th of August, which is in roughly 2 weeks from now. We should be getting Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy as another Activision drop for Game Pass. So that's another game on the Activision's Game Pass wish list that will finally join the service potentially from the 8th of August as the first as part of the August drops for Game Pass next month. So that's really nice to hear that they're getting ready to bring Crash Bandicoot to the service for those who are really wanting Crash Bandicoot to join Game Pass. Hopefully 2 more weeks and you will finally get to embrace the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. And then we move forward. Then of course we move forward to discuss about a new concept art and short story for Exodus, which is a new game from Archetype Entertainment, a brand new RPG game that's in the works. We saw our first look at the game at Gamescom last year, at the Game Awards last year. We haven't seen anything since, so might be some potential reveals planned at Gamescom. We'll have to wait and see if there is, because they haven't said anything since the Game Awards, so who knows whether they're going to be there or not. We should be hearing more hopefully soon, so I would take it that Gamescom's looking very likely to be when we're going to get our first look at, another look at the sci-fi RPG Exodus for those who are curious about this game, when we're going to learn more about this release, which is meant to be a pretty big deal in the RPG world. So we'll see how it does when we learn more about it, hopefully sooner rather than later. Now we know, of course, and also another thing that Fortnite's getting ready for is a Deadpool Wolverine bundle. There is teasers for a bundle for Wolverine and Deadpool, obviously, because the movie is coming to, well, it's going to be launching tonight in the UK, and I believe in the States it's going to be launching tonight as well, in cinemas and theaters. So obviously with the movie coming out in a few hours' time, they're obviously getting ready to embrace the Deadpool Wolverine hype by bringing out a new bundle where you can get your hands on both of the characters. Well, at least it's going to feature obviously some very unique cartoon style skins that they've worked on for Deadpool Wolverine, even though a lot of people want it to be the movie version, like the Hugh Jackman version of Wolverine. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be just the animated version of Wolverine that's going to be in the bundle. So yes, I know it's a little disappointing. It's not Hugh Jackman's take on Wolverine, because a lot of people like his take on the character, but no, it's going to be the animated, unfortunately. But at least Deadpool is Deadpool, so you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to this because I haven't even got both of these characters, so I'm looking forward to adding these to my collection. And mind you, we are still yet to see Deadpool and Wolverine come to Call of Duty, because they are meant to be getting their skins released on Call of Duty as well. So I would imagine that could be tomorrow when we'll see Deadpool, Wolverine, or it could be next week when Call of Duty releases their version of Deadpool and Wolverine operator skins for the COD fans who want to play as Deadpool and Wolverine over there. But this is just for Fortnite. Fortnite, obviously, for those who want to get them on Fortnite, which, I mean, a lot of people love Deadpool, including myself. And also, the cool thing is they've got a version where you can see the face of Deadpool, the human face of Deadpool, as well as the face of the cartoon Wolverine as well. So they've got different varieties of the characters if you want to see them in different poses, which is quite nice. And they're also meant to be launching a special emote as well for both Deadpool and Wolverine, which is quite nice. So hopefully, mind you, it might be on the item store tonight. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be on the item store. And then hopefully throughout the weekend, you'll be able to get your hands on both Deadpool and Wolverine if you want to dress up as those characters to celebrate the movie's launch this tonight and throughout the weekend. Going to be checking if you're planning to go and check out that movie this weekend. Well, we obviously have to move forward because the fact that PlayStation are introducing the share link update, but they're also doing a beta for a new update for PlayStation, where this beta is basically for some new features like adaptive controller charging. You're now going to be able to customize 3D audio now. Part of the update, there'll be a link in the description if you want to read more about the new beta for the new upcoming PS5 update that's going to be rolling out later this year to PS5, where they're going to be making it a little bit more easier for you to control 3D audio, which is quite nice. As well as that, as well as this, back to Fortnite again, they're also going to be releasing Lego sets for Fortnite this October, because obviously their partnership with Lego continues, now bringing physical Lego models of Fortnite items and characters that you'll be able to get this October. You can now pre-order these as they start rolling out to the real world for those who want to play Fortnite with build their own Fortnite items with Lego, which is quite nice considering they've had a great partnership recently. Helldivers 2 has also got a big massive update next month. They're going to do the Escalation of Freedom. It's their biggest update for Helldivers 2, where they're introducing new enemies, objective varieties, more including new locations, difficulty levels are being added. So they're really adding a lot in this update, and it's all going to be dropping on the 6th of August for Helldivers 2. So who knows? Maybe it will turn things around and make Helldivers look good again. But they do say they are updated. They're sorting out the whole grieving kicking, where they say where kick players spawned into a new session as the host with all the team loot from the previous session. Meanwhile, the squad screen loot will remain unchanged. And they're also fixing the social menus and a ton of surprises to discover in this new update, the 6th of August. So we'll see if this is going to be enough to get people, hopefully to maybe get some people to come back to Helldivers 2, which we'll see if they will be able to bring back the hype in August. Hopefully they will. Oh yeah, and also you may have heard about Ubisoft. They had to apologize to the Japanese community about a lot of criticism towards the game, and they had to apologize to about the whole character model for one of their characters being inaccurate. So yeah, you can read more about that discussion that's been going on within Ubisoft. That's sparked an interesting conversation over there in Japan, which is very interesting from their perspective, obviously. Yeah, so that's some stuff that's going on their end, pretty much. And then we move, and then of course we got the Fortnite and Fall Guys collaboration with the tools now available on Fortnite as well. Also, the patch 7 for Baldur's Gate 3, along with the closed beta, has been delayed, unfortunately, so we're going to need to wait a little bit until we see more from that. Bit of a delay there. Skull and Bones has also just announced its Steam release. Yep, it's coming on the 22nd of August. Yep, Ubisoft is bringing the game to Steam because boosts the interest of this game, even though nobody really wants it. So they're wanting to bring it out on Steam now, apparently. 22nd of August, Skull and Bone joins Steam following its console release that's happened earlier this year, which I would imagine not many people are hyped about this game, and I think they've all wanted it to fail. Because then on top of that, we also found out Warner Brothers have acquired the Player First Games, who are the guys who made Multiversus for Warner Brothers, so they now are part of the Warner Brothers Games family now, so they'll be able to do more with the Warner Brothers characters for that game. So I would would imagine more characters from the movie franchises will start making their way to that game, hopefully. And then this was also a bit of a, and also what was also interesting is that we've had some interesting discussions about Chapter 6 for Fortnite, where apparently there's been an interesting, or a potential and prominent Fortnite leaguer who basically discussed about the fact that there's going to be some new mechanics joining for Fortnite in Chapter 6, which is going to be stuff coming out next year because Chapter 6 is likely to be in 2025 anyway. So we're looking at like some new mechanics, some new modes, creative pet support. Apparently it's planned for the 1st of December, apparently. So they might be getting it out by the end of the year, but we'll see how it goes for now. And then apparently they're looking to introduce a floating islands theme at some point. So yeah, some interesting discussions about the fact that we're going to see chapters. Yeah, they're introducing some new movement stuff for Chapter 6, which may hint towards them maybe potentially introducing a 200-player lobbies that they've been teasing recently. So maybe that's when we're going to start seeing that feature come into Fortnite. Is maybe they're going to launch it with Chapter 6, which if it's coming out the 1st of December, then that means that the next 2 seasons are going to be happening just before December is what this means. So we're going to have shorter seasons coming up if they are pushing for a 1st of December launch of Chapter 6. But I feel like they're going to wait till 2025 at least just to even out the upcoming seasons because it would make more sense in my eyes. But we'll see how it goes, I suppose, and whether we'll learn more about Chapter 6 in the coming months for Fortnite. And then on top of that, we also found out that the PlayStation VR 2 app apparently listed for Steam and it's going to be launching in early August. So early next month, apparently due for the 6th of August, according to database. It seems to suggest that they're bringing out an app for PlayStation VR 2 for Steam so they can make it easier to manage the PlayStation VR 2 headset on Steam platforms, which of course they've announced an adapter is coming on the 7th of August. So it kind of makes sense that they would want to make this app available so that you can set things up ahead of the adapter's release on the 7th of August, which is understandable. So we'll see whether it does come out around that day. I would imagine it will, considering it's one day before they release the adapter. So of course it's gonna come out around that time. So yeah, that's what's happening with the PlayStation VR 2 app for Steam that's going to be rolling out very, very soon, which is quite nice. Also on top of that, we and apparently that this app is now available, apparently, so you can now access it. Also, we found out there's a Concord controller for PS5 that's coming. They're apparently doing a special controller to celebrate the game, which is going to be coming out in August. Coming out the same day as the game in the UK, in the US, and then the UK and Europe have not got listings for this yet, but I'm sure they will at some point. We'll some point be able to get our hands on this. So they're doing a controller to celebrate Concord release next month, which is quite nice. On top of that, we also found out the news I've been eager to find out about, and that is Crimson Desert. This is a game that's eager to learn more about. It looks like the good news is that the developers have announced it will be playable at Gamescom next month, which means one thing. It basically means we're going to be getting more info about this game next month at the event, which makes me very hope that we're going to get a release date for this title pretty soon now that it's playable at Gamescom. That could only mean the release date's right around the corner, right? So hopefully it's not too long until we get to play it. The players get to play it, hopefully, including myself, because the game looks good. We just really want to play it. So hopefully a date is right around the corner. So sounds good to me that Crimson Desert will be at Gamescom, and it's going to probably be at Gamescom Opening Night Live with a release date for this title, which I think a lot of us have been eagerly waiting for some sort of a release date reveal for Crimson Desert over a year now, which is crazy. There's a new summer update for Stellar Blade that's just gone out, and I believe they're introducing swimsuits now, so very saucy stuff going on in Stellar Blade. And then, of course, we go on about the PlayStation Portal. They've put an update out which allows the connection of a 5G Hertz public Wi-Fi now into the PlayStation Portal for easier Wi-Fi access, you could say. We had a final trailer for the Borderlands movie, which comes out in 2 weeks. So they're getting us ready for the movie's launch next month. It comes out 9th of August. The movie's looking pretty nice, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm probably going to wait for the DVD release, or maybe I'll try and go to the cinema release at some point. But yeah, this movie's looking good. It's looking good from where I'm standing, and I'm sure many of you guys are eager to find out whether you're looking forward to the Borderlands movie next month. I think it has a potential to be really, really good. Then we have, and it looks like No Man's Sky Worlds Part 1's apparently responsible for a 500% increase of player counts on PlayStation recently. It seems it's a very, very popular update for No Man's Sky. It's doing very well. Even though Marvel's Arrivals, that's just had a beta launch on PlayStation, is apparently not doing well on PlayStation, but it's doing very well on Xbox, apparently. It's doing pretty good. Apparently going down very well on Xbox. It's been receiving a lot of praise over there, which is a surprise. Yeah, very interesting, surprising statistics that Marvel Rivals seems to be doing pretty good on Xbox compared to. So yeah, that's interesting. That's it. Very very interesting. Marvel Rivals that they seem to be doing pretty well on releases right now, which is quite nice. So, and also they say that if you did miss out on getting the beta code, don't worry, they are doing Twitch drops where you can get beta codes that way, or you can check the social pages codes. But I think Twitch drops are pretty more easier to get your hands on that stuff, really, because you basically have a pretty much a guaranteed way of getting it, pretty much. So yeah, so make sure to check out Twitch streams if you want to participate in Marvel's Arrivals, which is pretty much Marvel, but with Overwatch, basically, if that sums it up for you. But then there's also been reports about Call of Duty apparently selling AI generated content recently, and it's been an interesting discussion that's brought up by Wired recently. So I'll leave that in the description if you want to be interested to know whether or not AI generated content is indeed coming into the storefronts of Call of Duty in game recently. Whether that's something we're going to see more often. And also this week, we've got the New World beta coming to Xbox, where they're also saying that all Xbox users can sign up for the beta through the Xbox Inside Hub right now. It first come, first serve, available in certain countries, of course. So if you can go over there to get the beta access, but the beta is going to be starting roughly and it should be live as we speak, actually, and it's going to be lasting until the 31st of July, which is next Wednesday. So you have all till next Wednesday to check out New World on console if you want to see how it performs, which is great. And then, yeah, so that's some of the updates coming from Xbox's end for today, at least. And then, oh yeah, Hunted Showdown 1986 is going to end its Xbox One support next month. So obviously we know that's ending. And we still yet to see the next gen releases, unfortunately. So yeah, that still needs to happen. And also, apparently, the Fallout London devs want Bethesda to release an Xbox version of their London Fallout game. So hopefully they'll, we'll see how that goes. See if Bethesda are going to be willing to bring a console release of this game, which I think deserves one, considering look at how detailed it is on a PC level. I think it would look amazing on console. So we'll see if Bethesda will be. So yeah, so that's pretty good. Also, Gran Turismo's just got its update in the last few hours, so that's good for them. They're now releasing that. Also, Rise of the Ruin, one of the games from earlier this year, has now got a demo. If you want to check this game out through a demo before you buy the game, perfectly understandable right there. And then, of course, we had a new Q&A about Concord, and what we learned about the Q&A is that, well, it's going to, obviously we already know that it's going to have 12 match 6 mode, but on top of that, they're going to be bringing new characters to the game, which will be free for everyone, along with everything else like game modes, etc. Earnable rewards. The game's going to include 100 of cosmetic items from free Gunner, which can all be unlocked by completing jobs and leveling up characters, accounts, etc. So that's what you can expect. There won't be any battle passes in the game. They made that very clear. And they talking about the fact that for the betas, with the lack of penalty for quitting matches before ending, and they say that they're exploring methods in terms of like quitting penalties and how they're going to sort that out for those who are concerned about that front. And they won't feature any single player focus modes at launch, but they are open to experiment with different ideas with modes to support game long term. Training modes will be accessible at release. So you'll have a chance to try out modes with the training mode. And then of course, they just so pretty much they've guaranteed no battle pass training modes and that type of stuff will be coming to Concord over the course of its first year, pretty much, is what we can expect from that game from the 23rd of August onwards. Then we found out that First Descendant's been able to hit fourth on Steam. It's currently fourth on Steam. It's in the top 10 on PS5, and it's at the top of it's nearly at the top of Xbox. It's currently third on Xbox. First Descendant, because obviously Fortnite's very popular over there, along with Call of Duty. So First Descendant is the third popular game on Xbox. Not bad for them, considering they've only just come out just a few weeks ago, but it's already gaining popularity on that platform. So that's really good. So that's really good. Really good to hear that they're getting a lot of praise right now to push the envelope a little bit more. But I mean, I might probably check out some streams and see if I can get a Marvel Rivals beta and see for myself. But yeah, the feedback has been pretty much Marvel, but in Overwatch style. It hasn't really been particularly well received, the feedback. So yeah, it's one of those games where it's some are going to be pleased with the idea, some are not. It's one of those. And then on top of that, we also might as well mention that Elgato has just announced a Stream Deck Plus, where you get 2 new hardware extensions as part of this new update for Stream Deck Plus, which is a new Stream Deck from Elgato that's now available for you to purchase. And Armored Core 6 has now been able to hit 3 million copies worldwide. We're still waiting to see whether DLC is being made for this game or not. There's been a lot of rumors about that, so we'll see if we'll hear anything at Gamescom about Armored Core 6 getting DLCs, etc., or whether there'll be any huge updates planned for the rest of the year. So that's pretty much what we can expect. That's pretty much all the news at this time, really, until we know what's going to be at Gamescom. I'm sure we're going to learn more about Gamescom highlights over the coming weeks. But in the meantime, that's pretty much the news. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll have some content, hopefully some gameplay from Marvel Rivals and New World over the weekend, as well as obviously Fortnite and many other games. So make sure to like, subscribe, and have a good weekend, whatever you're doing.